So, so this is one of our first Zoom meetings, and definitely my first one for Cutting Horse Central. We're here with Mr. Monty Buntin today, and we're going to talk about a few different things, but we're going to start off with everything that's crazy that's going on right now with this COVID-19 and how it's impacting you. Monty, can you tell us how it is out there compared to here in Texas?
Yeah, well, I couldn't compare it to Texas because
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
that's
know really
true,
what's
I
going
guess.
on there.
Yeah,
But
I guess that's true.
but I can tell you, obviously it's a real bummer that we're not going and showing a lot right now.
Yeah.
But there's been definitely some up for me right now. My little boy being home a lot more with him, and I happen to have a lot of 3-year-olds this year, so which I feel like has saved my business a little bit with the 2 and 3s. A lot of the older horses and that have gone home because just no reason for anybody to have them here right now. And not everybody's as fortunate as I've been to have most of my horses be really young right now. But I've enjoyed it. I've gotten into some messes, knocking trees down with a backhoe and doing projects and stuff like that around the ranch
Mhm.
that probably cost me more work than it should have. But no, I've really, actually, to be honest, I look more of it on the positive side. I've gotten to spend a lot of time with my boy and more time on my 3-year-olds, and I don't know that I've ever been home for this amount of time in my career.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's kind of crazy for all of us. Just we don't know what to
It's
do with all of our time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we've been taking on some little projects around the place and stuff like that too. I'm sure that Lowe's and Home Depot are doing really well right now with everybody's projects.
Yeah, I know the guys around the ranch have made a lot of trips there, and they've been doing a lot of improvements. Let's put it that way. And that's definitely not my expertise, and apparently Mexico isn't either. But we've been killing the boredom somehow, riding a lot. And I'm really lucky. We've got a big place, a lot to do. We can team rope. We've got steers here. We've been entertaining ourselves. So I mean, it's really, I've enjoyed it. It's obviously been a hit financially, just like it has for everybody,
Mhm.
but I feel very blessed. Really good set of customers, and I tell you what, the replays of the old finals you guys have been playing have been kind of fun.
Yeah, I know. It's been really cool. I've been doing a lot of screen recording because some old horses of ours, or just some that I loved growing up, like watching and everything, I've recorded them because I just wanted to have the videos. So it's been cool to see them
Yeah,
all.
yeah, it's really interesting to see some of the stuff that almost happened. I mean, people that just almost won,
I
and
know.
stuff that could have made the history for it a different story. But it's pretty amazing watching some of those good horses.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
That's
It's
been
been really cool. I like watching the now, I guess, sires who have gone on to do really well, or mares that have gone on to produce, and then you can see, the similarities in the babies and stuff, and that's neat.
I was sitting in the barn at lunchtime. Of course, we've been eating. We usually go out to eat. I'm really bad about that. We've been eating at the barn every day for lunch, and I was playing it, and almost every horse I rode with her. I'm like, guys, come over here. This is so and so's mother. We got so many horses in the barn that their mothers were showing in the 2006 whatever Super Stakes or whatever it might have been, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. And my mare, she's 20 now, and she's carrying a baby out there, and she was in a couple of the finals this past week, and so it was kind of neat to watch her. She looks so little and everything, compared to what she is now. Do what?
Yeah, yeah. I saw you showing something. You look
Oh
12 years
gosh.
old.
Yeah, I was showing in the youth finals. I think it was the 2005 or six ones. I can't remember, but yeah, I was showing the other day. Mark was sure to tell me to watch and tune in on myself, but um, uh, so what do you think are, well, no, actually, so what are you guys doing out there are you doing any like preventative measures other than just, staying home? Because you were talking about how you guys go out to eat quite a bit usually, and now you're staying home, but do you do anything else at all?
Yeah, we really haven't even done hardly any of the takeout or anything like that. We have a time or two for some local shops that maybe we have somewhat of a relationship with the people and want to support them.
Yeah.
For the most part, that's about all done for takeout. But yes, my wife Tessa has. We usually have a lot of people over in the house and clients and some of the crew that helps us and stuff like that at the house, and she's locked the house down. There's hand sanitizer in front of my door where I take my boots off. I got to put sanitizer on, wash my hands, and pick up the baby. At the ranch, I actually have a can of Lysol sitting on the bridle rack. And if we have a lesson or anything like that, those people come and they come straight to give me, they work the horses or whatever, and I've used a little bit of the Lysol. I've vetoed handshakes, if that's the right word. You know, I'm
Yes.
doing the elbow.
Yeah, the elbow.
But
Yeah.
to stay in business while being as respectful to the issue as we possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and of course, Tessa, she would definitely be one to be on top of all of it and everything. She's always ready for anything, I feel like.
Yeah, it's very weird. We're used to, we are a very open house. People come in and out all the time. And
yeah.
it's a different thing for us to not have anybody in the house, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I know. That is weird, you know, and we usually have, you know, like get-togethers and stuff like that too. And you kind of have to think about it. You're like, oh, well, how many people would be coming? Because if it's more than, you know, X amount, then they can't, you know, so.
You know, we're all healthy and feel pretty comfortable about the situation, but it's not always just us that we're talking about, you know, so I'm just trying to be respectful of the situation, and we're taking as many precautions at the barn as we can while still trying to stay in business. I'm scheduling my lessons the best I can to where, and I don't have a lot of lessons normally, but more now than some, but I spread them out and try not to let anybody mingle together.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think, you know, talking about that, how do you feel like this is going to impact the industry long term, or do you think that it will?
Yeah, you know, I think it's going to change the world a little bit, to be honest with you, in the ways that it obviously promotes really good hygiene. It has that very top of everybody's mind, and hand washing and that kind of thing. And I think that my kids and people my age's kids, or their mothers and parents, are going to probably grow them up with even more so than our parents did about washing your hands and after you've been in a public place and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's going to change things a lot in that way for the next generations and stuff. But in terms of our industry, I'm really not worried about it. I think that there's going to be some positives that come from it. Personally, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I think that maybe our show schedules needed some correction anyway. I think we maybe have too many shows on top of each other and across the country, and even out just in our area. And maybe this is a good opportunity for everybody to take a step back, and as they're scheduling, maybe just be a little more cautious or vigilant on picking their dates and working with each other a little bit more on that. And that would sure be nice to promote bigger cuttings and more of a run, we used to call it, you know, when I started 10 years ago, or even when I worked for Tim before that. We would go on the fall run, we'd go on the spring run, you know, we would go from show break, and it would be one big circle, you know. And now it just seems like it, hurry up and get to the next one as fast as you can and hope you get a couple of days at home. It just seems like maybe that's just my perception, but things got a little cluttered and it needed a little correction anyway.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I think the whole thing is just making everybody like slow down and kind of reflect a little bit and decide, you know, how best to go about, you know, rescheduling some of these shows or what they're going to do for next year. And yeah, I mean, maybe they will kind of like go in together a little bit. You never know. Producers might do that.
I know out here, the Pacific Coast Executive Director Phil Bennett put together, I don't know if he put it together, but he was on a call where all the show producers on a conference call, and he shared with me that it was very positive, and everybody was really working together and discussing maybe not that topic, but things to work together moving forward. And it seemed like it was all positive. So I know it's a very sad for the country, sad for the world what's going on, but I try to find the positives, and I think that some of those kind of things are going to come out better than they were in the first place.
Yeah, well, I would agree with you there, and I think that we're going to have some ready to go 4, 5, and 6-year-olds soon. Once we get to start showing them again, they're all going to be feeling good and ready to go. So I don't know, but
fresh, yeah, in a good way. And
yeah, and then I mean,
yeah, they'll be fresh. Good. Sorry, there's a pause between us. Now I know when I'm watching Fox News all the time, everybody's always interrupting each other.
Yeah. Oh, I know. The people are like awkwardly sitting there quietly and you don't know why. Well, this is why. Oh, so what do you think about the 3-year-olds? Everybody's been saying that, gosh, the 3-year-olds are going to be amazing for the futurity. You know, we're getting to spend all this time on them. I mean, do you think that that's the case necessarily? Or if it is the case, how are you going to go about, like, in the fall as you get closer? Will it change your perspective at all?
Yeah. Well, it backfired my plan big time. I was planning on not going to very many weeks here. I was going to be all ahead of the curve. I was being real sneaky about it, and I was just going to stay home and work my 3-year-olds, and then, you know, bomb them in the fall. But now it seems like everybody has that same advantage. I feel like my 3-year-olds are doing very good. I feel very good about them. I got a really nice set of horses, I think, and a very awesome set of owners behind them. And I feel like I said, I mean, I don't want to try not want to brag on them, but I feel comfortable, and I'm glad that I've gotten to spend a lot of time on them. And I'm ahead of the curve, and I feel like I'm ahead of a lot of the hard work that I normally go through in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm going to be able to maybe just focus on experience in the summer rather than so much training. And that's always just a jam packed, in my opinion. Between summer and fall, you're trying to get them enough experience without giving up too much training, so to speak, concentrated training. So I feel like I'm going to have more of that behind me earlier, and it's going to be an interesting fall because I'm not the only one thinking that way.
Yeah, I know. And then I think too that once we are all able to go and show again, I mean, I feel like the shows are going to be huge. Everybody's going to be going. So I don't know. I know it's going to be interesting to watch. That's for sure.
I've seen some videos of other people's 3-year-olds, and I'm not the only one that feels like they're ahead of the curve. I mean, I think that I think more we have to focus on, make sure we don't work them too much.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And I mean, riding them. I mean, I work a couple of show horses a day just to make sure they're staying somewhat fit. But for the most part, I'm focusing on the 3-year-olds, and Eric that works for me is focusing on the 2-year-olds. So I feel like we're getting ahead of the curve. It's nice to play a little catch up.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, and then, so do you plan to show quite a few in fall futurities, or like you usually show several in fall futurities, but are you gonna have a lot more ready for that, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I have 12 3-year-olds, and I think I'll show 2 at Fort Worth. So you know, I have Eric Ferrer that works for me, and I'm sure he'll end up showing some of the small futurities horses in the limited opens. So that leaves me with maybe, you know, 6 or 5 or 6 or somewhere in that ballpark of small futurities, and then he'll have a good little handful, and we'll show 2 at Fort Worth. So it's a good year for a quarantine for me.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, because I just wonder, you know, how many people will have more horses for small futurities because they'll be ready and that kind of thing. It'll just be interesting to see it all play out, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think most of the game plans that way, and if I had to guess, would stay pretty much the same as they were before. It's just that 215 is not going to win you as much as it used to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure you're right there. Um, and so earlier you mentioned something about, well, because of course everybody knows you're a new dad, so that's really exciting and cool. And he seems like such a cool little kid. I can't wait to spend some more time with him. But what has this quarantine meant for you guys? You know, just getting to be there with him and spend all this time with him.
It means everything to me. You know, I mean, it's really maybe disrespectful of me to say that this has been a blessing, but it has because I've been spending so much time with him. We branded here on the ranch the other day, just a few guys that work here and stuff, and he came out and he's standing up on the fence now. As a matter of fact, first time he wore his chaps right there that I've got on my rocket ship, and it's those kind of moments have meant a lot to me, and I was really struggling with leaving him home and leaving him for the first few months of his life. And I'm really soaking it in. It's been a lot of fun. Today was the first time his mom took him from me, and he started crying because he wanted to come back to me. It's always been the other way around. So it's really amazing. I'm so grateful that I'm getting this time with him.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. So how old is he now? I thought I saw a post. How old is he?
9 months.
9 months. Okay. 9 months. I thought I saw something the other day or something, but no. And so what about, because Tessa hasn't been going as much because of staying home with him and everything. So I think it's good all around, for all families in this. I mean, we're always gone, and so it's good.
I'm
To
sure all parents are appreciating it. Maybe we are more than some, because when I say we, I mean trainers and in this lifestyle than the people that are in Manhattan in an apartment,
Yeah.
stuck with 4 kids back to the walls. But
Yeah.
since we have more to do being on a ranch, and we're really enjoying it. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to hit on another point. You saying that was perfect, segueing into it. That, so we have all these things that we are able to do and be outside and ride and projects, everything. But those other people who are stuck in apartments and everything, I mean, they've pretty much gone through Netflix at this point. Like, they've made it all the way through. They've finished it. I've seen a meme not the other day that said, "You have finished Netflix," or something like that. I don't know. It was really cute. But but we don't spend as much time on it. But have you guys gotten into any shows at all? Have you guys binged anything since you've been home?
No, I've worn the tires out on my golf cart and driving around the ranch. I've been spending some time on the Bobcat, even though the guys don't want me on it, and that kind of stuff. I don't think we watched any Netflix. There's more than enough to do in this lifestyle, but we tried to watch Tiger King, and we tried our best. We got halfway through episode and stopped, but that was not for us. I watched the news, and when I came home for lunch today, Riggs was watching Tom and Jerry. So that's pretty much it. Goes from cartoons to one of the news stations.
Yeah. Well, Tom and Jerry's perfect. That's such a classic, so that's okay.
For a while.
Yeah. Well, so what do you guys have any plans going forward? Like, when do you have more lessons and whatnot, or are you just gonna kind of keep trucking on, or what?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet. We have lessons trickling in and out here and there, and trying not to have any big groups or anything. I mean, we've had a fire just about every night to sit around, that kind of thing. But business, as usual in terms of the quarantine for us for a while. I'm very optimistic that we'll be gearing up for shows, in May. So gearing up in May for shows in June, hopefully.
Yeah, I know. All of us have our fingers crossed. That's for sure. I'm ready to get back at it too. So I know how it goes. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you talking with us, and you and Tessa are just wonderful. And, I appreciate you going out of your way to do this with us. And hopefully we're going to have like a little series of Zooms here.
Yeah.
So
it took me a while to figure out, but now that I've got it down, I'll have it.
Yeah, no, it's really handy, I think. So, I mean, it'll be good just to kind of keep in touch with all of our trainers, and, have everybody in touch with them really, and see what everybody's doing. We all miss each other, so it's good.
It'll be interesting to watch everybody and see what everybody's doing. But according to the conference call that the trainers out here on the Pacific Coast here we had yesterday, it was pretty much the same across the board. Yeah. So. But it'll be interesting to hear what information you gather.
Yes, I know it'll be fun to go and talk to everybody. So, but I appreciate it, Monty. And we'll be in touch, and hopefully we'll be seeing each other soon.
All right, stay healthy and safe. Thank you.
Okay, bye.